So thanks for joining in. We're here. We're playing the Recpoker Nightly Series. This is the Player of the Year Series version for March. Normally all the No Limit Hold'em Player of the Year Series are pretty similar, except every 3 months we do something a little bit different. This month is a 6 max. I think it's another 3 months. It's like double stack or something like that. But tonight we've got a 6 max for us. I think there's merit to raising. I'm probably just going to opt for the option of just calling. It's kind of a weird spot right away to start. When you have a raise, call. We've got a decently strong hand. Like, we do have the opportunity to raise here. And now we're just kind of left not being able to like be in a spot where we really want to commit chips. But also a spot where we might have some decent equity. So let's fold. Let's pretend that one never happened. And just go back to the, hey, welcome on in, everyone. We're here for the stream. We've got hopefully a long night ahead of us of playing some poker. But as we do every single night when we stream on Twitch, we're doing a giveaway tonight. All you have to do is guess exactly correctly the position that we finish in the tournament tonight. It's that easy. Just go out there, put your guess for how we think you're going to finish. If you think we're going to win, get that guess of number 1 in right away. If you think we're going to get 21st, guess 21st. If you get it correct, if you are a Recpoker if you're not a Recpoker Premium member, we're going to give you a free month of Recpoker Premium. If you are already a Recpoker Premium member, then you can opt for a spot where we play a tournament on ACR. You get 50% of the winnings, or you can get $10 off coaching. Your choice in that spot. So literally for free, all you have to do is just put your guess out there and see if you can get it correct. So let's see those guesses come in. Gibber's out there wishing us a good evening. Good evening to you as well, Gibber. Hopefully you are doing well. Tight fold. Not even that tight, right? Playing 100 bigs deep with 10-9 offsuit. Even though we'd have position, I don't think that's really a spot we want to go forward with. So I'm gonna say no to that one. And if you're watching live, we have Marek Madness starting tomorrow night. I can't believe it's already starting up, but it is. We've got 4 of our first round matchups happening tomorrow night. We're gonna have World Series of Poker bracelet winner Laura Eisenberg joining us in the commentary booth. She will be there commentating. She's gonna let us know what she thinks of all the play. We're gonna play 4 heads up matches of the first round. The following week we'll play the remaining 4 matchups, and then the subsequent weeks after that will be the round of 8, the round of 4, the final 4, and then the last week in March will be the best of 3 championship. 5x5 is guessing 5. Can you believe it? I can't. He actually got that right once, which I don't know is worse, letting Chris win or going deep in a tournament and taking 5th when we probably should have done a little bit better. JV Twin Cities, who's at our table, is also in the chat, picking 9th. Nice. Well, I'm hoping for a little bit better than 9th, but 9th would be a pretty good finish. I'd take it. Gibber got your guess in there. The 6-4. Offsuit even. I'm assuming we can call for a single big blind, but like 6-4 really isn't that great. The good news about 6-4 is neither of these players should really have our cards. So when we hit, we feel good about our cards. We feel good about the 6 that we hit. but we don't feel too good about the ace being out there. That's the troublesome part. We have no idea where they stand in terms of clubs. I think we're going to find a fold here. A fourth of the river cards are bad for us. We would want to improve on a river too, and we'd want to hit a 6 or a 4. With our limited outs, I think we're just going to find a fold there. Captain Walleye. Good to see you. Let the madness begin. Let the Ma-Wreck madness begin. It's such a fun time of the year, right? You're obliged to tell me it's such a fun time of the year because I help put on all the stuff, and if you don't tell me it's fun, I'm going to stop doing it. I would just fold. This is just such a bad hand. Like the 6-4 at least like had some better straight potential. And here, you know, we flop a gut shot draw where we didn't before, but I think even for a limp, I'm going to find a fold with the 6 deuce. Call me a nit if you want, but we're so deep stacked. It's like nit. So the bad part about this is like on this exact run out, like we can stack just a 2 because we have the 6 deuce. I'll just maybe limit my commentary because making me not look the best when I'm like, you know, fold this hand. Eventually would have made a straight. I'm going to go a little bit bigger because we're so early. I feel like people have a tendency to call more, especially in the early stages. So let's try and take advantage of that. Let's go to 9.5 here. That's middle set. I'm going to I'd be downsizing bets a lot here. So let's go just under 7. The 9 of clubs is really an ugly card. I might want to find some checks on the river. But at least for now, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm not too worried about Jack 10 and I'm not too worried about a made flush. So let's try keep getting chips into the middle. But that easily was like one of the bottom like few cards to see. I think the Jack of clubs would have been the worst, the 10 of clubs the next worst, and then 9 of clubs is the third worst card we could have seen. We're just gonna find a fold. We don't have a club. We missed this very middle compacted board when we have the ace 4. It's not worth us like trying to get sticky. There, JB saying it's so much fun. That's the positive affirmation that I needed. Thank you, Giver. Again, positive affirmation is what I need. It's good. I hope it's fun. We get some cool people to come in and help us out with the commentary. We have all the matches. We have the community members. We have the cards up so we can see exactly how people are playing. We can see the hands play out. I think it's fun all around. I'm excited. So hopefully everyone tunes in tomorrow night. We're going to start a little bit early. The games or the matches will start around like the normal start time. So we always start the stream at 8 p.m. Central. The matches will start like really close to that point. But we're going to start a little bit earlier. We'll talk about Ma-Wreck Madness. We'll go over all the different things. And kind of do like a bit of an intro, if you will. So hopefully that's all good. 7-6, we can definitely find some defense here. I mean, we found a defend previously with the 6-4. Like, the 7-6 is just considerably better compared to that hand. Versus a limp and potentially a limp, we'll find some calls. Versus the raise, though, I think we do find the fold for 3 more bigs. Be interesting to see how this table plays out. We had some people move around. We had JB Twin Cities at our table only to get moved. Kind of normal for the Poker Stars stuff, because as people join, they break and reconfigure tables. But once the registration kind of starts to settle down, then we'll see the rest of the tables and the movement settle down as well. But should be an interesting table. We've got 7 high 11. Friend of the stream on our right, we've got John Somsky, also friend of the stream, but doesn't show up all that much on the left. Hazy, who's kind of got a unique play style, and Marky the Shark, if I remember correctly, is a bit aggressive. So we'll see how this all plays out. Recpoker Rob, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for showing up for the stream tonight. Recpoker Rob. A lot of people in the chat. Chris Jones, he's got match 1 tomorrow night. The kickoff of Rec Madness will be a rematch of the semifinals. John Somsky versus John Somsky, Poker Geek MN right here, versus Chris 5x5 Jones. So fun start that we have scheduled for us. Colin, good to see you. I don't think we're going to be opening this. JB says, where do we find the matchups for Rec Madness? I just put the link in the chat, but if you go to rec.poker/MaRec, so again, that's spelled M-A-R-E-C, MaRec. It's like March, but instead of like having the correct end of March, we put rec in there for Recpoker. If you go there, it's got the matchups. It's got the spot where you can submit your guesses, so you can go in there, you can fill out the bracket, hit the copy so it takes all your guesses, and then you can go post it in the forums and see what everyone else is guessing for the matchups as well. But you have all those options out there for you. I mean, we've got a weak ace. When they lead here, like, what do they lead? Do they lead aces? Do they lead hearts? If they lead aces, that's kind of scary. We've got one of the worst kickers. If they lead hearts, a little bit less scary, but you gotta fade some outs here. I think we're just stuck in a spot where we call down. Maybe they're leading kings too. I don't know. Hearts missed. Backdoor spades came in. I doubt they're leading backdoor spade draws. So let's just hope that they don't have an ace with a better kicker. Ah, look at that. Wonderful for us. Against the champ. That's right, I forgot to mention John Somsky, the returning champion. He won Rec Madness last year, looking to defend his title. He made some hilarious videos the whole way through, which I loved. And Chris already is trying to get like ahead of it. He released a hype video of his matchup versus John, and has it out there. I laughed quite hard watching that video. I envisioned myself as being one of John Somsky's goons in Chris's video, just like yelling at him, "Fold pocket fives, fold pre." So I guess I'm a John Somsky goon. Not a favorable flop for our range. For our exact hand, it isn't all that bad. We would have preferred maybe like a backdoor club draw to go with this. I mean, 2 clubs or 3 clubs would have been fantastic, but just having a single club out there would give us just a good chunk of equity. Ace high is kind of an all right spot to be in, and then also having the gut shot draw is kind of cool. Not really a spot that I think we should ever lead, but it just knows that we have some sort of equity that can help. Man. I feel like the ace should be good, but I think I'd rather just take a check call line. There's aces out there that beats us. I don't like this call. I won. Okay. I got really scared when they called, because I didn't know what that meant. Either they're smart and know that I'm still behind, and they're calling a tight range that's actually better than ours, or they're just calling because they're like, I've got a pair and this is the first bet that's gone out there. We'll fold this. Bluff Sterini is leading this tournament. He is. That's unbelievable. Although our nice string of hands that we just had here is kind of throwing us up there. We're in 5th. But we'll let... Bluff Sterini has lost the chip lead. Easy come, easy go for him. Whereas we have been dealt one of the prettiest hands in the game. The ace-king suited. I'm going to be fine calling it off here. We're going to get it in versus middling pairs a good amount of the time here. We're also going to find our times where we get it in versus ace-queen, and we're really happy in those spots. So... let's just put it in. Aces. Why didn't I mention the possibility of us getting it in versus aces? Well, that's because we have an ace blocker, and it seems a little bit less likely that we'd be up against aces. We cut their aces potential in half when we've got the ace-king suited. But that'll send us down the leaderboard. Womp, 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 womp. Back to a starting stack. I believe that's just what they call a cooler. Worth noting though, like they get aces under the gun, they raise to 4x. We'll remember that one. Just unfortunate. We just have such low, like, ace king does so well versus all hands except for aces. Like even versus ace king, what, it's got 30+%. Versus aces though, just tiny. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Ace 6 is the worst kicker to have. Bottom of the range open, I think. I think I'm folding the ace 5, 4, 3 deuce offsuit. But, I mean, the 6 really isn't all that much better, is it? So we get a call from cutoff, and we also get a call from the small blind. I think we definitely need to respect those. And when we open our worst ace here, I think I'm actually going to find a check. And not try and like misrepresent my hand, but to protect my hand, because because I don't want to start betting and let other aces own me. So now we can bet here. It's a spot where we're probably going to end up going for 2 streets of value, hoping to get called by a jack. Backdoor club draw is a bit scary because we did not bet flop, so once they get to the turn, they definitely could be calling. But I think if we get raised, we have a pretty easy fold, and otherwise it's definitely going for some value here. Blockers aren't real. This is true. Blockers are fake. I mean, of course they had to have aces when we get dealt ace king, right? Like, why wouldn't that be the result that we have? Would have been interesting. We would have had a open-ended draw, but on a flush draw board. I wouldn't have felt too happy about this. Glad we're not in the hand. We don't have to worry about any sort of decisions here. Do you have a club? Oh, he's raising. Wow. He had it on the turn. The river, you kind of worried, did that river kill my action, but he got close to max value there. I was going to say, once we see that raise, it's almost a pretty easy fold, even to with the second nuts there, because not many recreational players raise there without the nuts. Well, that's a very wet and interesting flop. We've got top pair, bad kicker. There's a lot of draws out there. We could raise and try and like get some of those draws out of there. However, I think if we raise, we're only going to get called by better. There are definitely like queen jacks in their range, heart draws, and stuff like that. So I would prefer to take a much more passive route on the flop here and continue that passiveness on the turn, and hopefully just find a nice comfy spot to call on the river with something that doesn't complete any straights or flush draws. I think we can go for thin value here now, though, because I don't think they never check a straight. They never check a jack twice. So our goal is to get paid by a queen, and I think we just did. Made ace queen. So we were correct to worry about some of those draws out there. It's just we didn't want the 10 to come out, or an ace. Obviously the ace wouldn't have been good either, but we just want, like, I wanted a river that was just a low card, like a 3 of clubs. Like, just throw that out there. It changes nothing. I don't have to worry about anything. I've got a nice easy call. But when they check river there, that also is a pretty comfy spot for us to be in. We're almost back up to 4,000 chips. Just imagine what could have been if they had ace queen rather than aces in that hand, and we held. We'd have so many chips. Classic spot for us to like start running well, only for the later parts of the tournament us to run poorly. So hopefully the good hands stay, the run good continues. Folded to me, I probably will find the raise. Versa raise. I'll find a fold. I don't need to try and get spicy with a suited one gapper. Even when we kind of had the read that like they opened to 4 big blinds before with aces, and now they're opening to 2 big blinds. That means they're probably adding some flexibility within there. We don't know exactly what that flexibility is that they're taking on some of their ranges, but it's probably worth paying attention to. When we're seeing some differences, it starts to warrant you to pay attention to what do those differences mean. King Queen off, definitely going to be a hand that we play. Would hate to get shoved on by Hawsey, because I don't think we can call it off for 18. All right, we'll take the chips. That's fine. Yeah, let's go. Our turn. Oh, thank you. I was waiting for this. Now I'm fine getting shoved down by Hawsey. Does he have ace king suited? No. We don't get any action when we have aces. Good turnout for this one. We've had 65 entries so far. Good start. Versus the 3-bet, we're going to find a fold. We would have called versus the open. Suited card, even though suited hand, even though it's queen 3, still would have played well. Wow, John takes a huge lead spot. Now goes to this river where the board does get a bit dicey. His Jack 9 crushes a flush draw. Wow. Had I had enough time, I would say, you know, it's really interesting. It creates a lot of full houses. It creates a flush. A lot of scariness if you did not have a draw. So 5 bigs here. Tilt? Is it tilt? Five bigs, and we've got queen jack suited. I can't find a fold. I have the button. We know that they take this wide range of sizes when they open. We'd love to like know a little bit better. Like, what are they thinking? How do they view these like bigger opens that they take? We saw them do with aces. Oh my gosh. I mean, we can never fold, but we just need that spade to pop off. That's kind of good. What in the world are they checking? I don't know what to bet, if I should bet or check here versus this opponent. I really don't. Check and hit. We have to raise, but what sizing do we use in this spot? Just all in? I think so. Honestly, it felt like a very bluffy line for them. Open big, continue big, check, bet river. Like, not to a big sizing. It does not feel very trappy, right? I think the only time it's trappy is when they have exactly queen, queen, and we have a blocker to that. Plus, we beat queen, queen. So it felt like a very safe spot for us, easy spot for us to make a raise. I just am a bit unsure about the sizing. I'm also a bit unsure on the turn. When they check on the queen turn, like, what does that mean? It feels very much like they're weakening their range. But do we want to find folds there? Do we think our queen is good? Because I think in instances where they really weaken their range to essentially say they don't have aces or queens and they have more of like the middling pairs, isn't it better to check and let them try and bet as a bluff on the river like they did? I'm a bit unsure. It's kind of a weird spot. You could try and study it with like GTO or stuff like that, but it's like they never take a 5x open. How do you account for that? They never lead like they did on the flop. I think it's really the open that really limits their range and adds confusion to it. But I don't know. Really interesting spot. I think that's a really fun hand to think about and like try and analyze. Well, if that isn't a nice, pretty hand to get in the big blind. Okay, easy call. Bad flop. Easy fold. I don't even want to call. Okay, good. This makes it a lot easier for me to fold. But it's like half a big blind. 9-4. Ugh. Okay. 9-4 I would have been happy with. Oh no. He's back in the lead again. Bluff Sterini. Can't believe it. Oh no. 5x5 has been eliminated. He was just up towards the top, and Fergie has just been eliminated. She was just up towards the top. Wow. We must have had some big hands just play out. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, I guess it is early, and like when you have a big stack, it's like 1.5 starting stacks, so it really isn't all that crazy to lose. But just compared to the last time when I looked at the leaderboard, and it was like Jim's up there, Chris is up there, Kim's up there, and then now 2 of them are out, and Jim is still leading. So is it like Bizarro Day or something? It must be April 1st, right? April Fools? Who's fooling me? Someone's trying to fool me. I can feel it. Was this a 3-bet pot? It had to be. For 15 and a half? 3-bet? Jam call? Nope, that's 1 big. I could have raised that. Kind of just instinctively folded, but I definitely can find a raise here with the Jack 10 off, I think. It's borderline. Like, there's no way I'm raising Jack 9 off. And even something like Queen 10 off, I'm not even sure if it's like that much of like a slam dunk open, but 5-handed, I think it's definitely playable. Look, another pretty hand for our big blind. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better. Last time we had the 9-8 and it was ace jack deuce or something like that, and here we just get a walk. That's beautiful. I accept. Really wanted to call there. I know I don't call king 10. I know I do call king queen. With John behind me, it felt a little bit weird. Oh, Chris was practicing his punting. Oh, okay. If you would have told me he was going to jam the next hand immediately, I'd call off with the king jack. Oh, wow. Because part of it is like how wide / loose is he jamming? And I was like 9.5. Like if he does it correctly, like I'm not all that great, and I've got to worry about people behind. If he does it with Jack 9, that's an easy spot. He beats the ace king. He was gonna need to go runner, and he did. Fold. Really small, the min 3-bet, the min click, and then John sends it, only for Hawsey to send it. Aces versus kings. Aces hold. Hawsey's got 6 behind, and there's 7.5 in the middle. John bets big. Wow. John led big on the flop too here. Like, Not much should change from his like value perspective on a deuce 6 run out. Overpairs should feel fine, but you do have to be concerned about that flush. If they jam, would we call the additional 2.7? I think so. I think that's about as close as we would want to get with calling in a queen 4 off spot. If they had 5 bigs, I think we might fold to a jam. Now we don't need to worry about it because it would have been a very thin margin call. We're going to fold the queen 4. Okay. Someone else in the pot. We just get out of the way. Oh, Gibber's heater has been cured. Not really not what I wanted to hear. Like, you don't need to cure a heater. Just let it go. But yeah, 72 entries in the tournament tonight. A good result. Jacks versus Queen 3, and the Jack's not going to have it. That went raise call pre, right? He just called the Queen 3. Here I was talking about how tight I'd want to be with the Queen 3 offsuit, and someone else was like, no, give me the queens. Give me a queen. I would love to just have a single queen in my hand. Uh-oh. We've been given the chip leader, Oslo Borger, our Norwegian friend. It's too late for them. They should go to bed. King 3. This feels like it's too wide, especially for the cutoff. After I made the raise, I think I had a bit of regret there. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll have position. And we'll just take it down pre-flop. That's very good. Been having a lot of knockouts already. 72 entries, we're down to 45. So, usually I say about half the field is remaining after the first hour, and then about a sixth of the field is usually remaining after the second hour. So that would mean we would be left with 36 people in the next 10-ish minutes or so. So maybe we are on about schedule with that, but maybe it just feels a little bit faster. It might go a little bit faster too, just because of the 6 max nature. You can't just sit there and fold the whole time. You do have to play hands. Okay. It's his turn to act. He's really thinking about all these decisions. 3 in a row. Really, really thinking them through. Wow. He won it with ace high. Gotta tell you what, I would have not won that hand there if I was them. Raise 2.2. We'll have a call here with the king 8 off. Backdoor clubs. flop that doesn't really hit them all that well. Definitely feels like a spot where we could go for a check raise. Like, do we just take a low equity hand and just turn it into a check raise? I'm going to give it a try. Let's see if it works out. Is that not like the best card for us? It gives us club equity. It gives us potential straight equity. Cool. I also was thinking there's a lot of times where turn cards aren't that great for him and we can continue to barrel. That was one of those cards. This is going to be an interesting spot. Do we decide to take the 3-bet bluff option? Mine says yes. It rolled a 99 that says get aggressive, Taylor. Let's take our suited wheel ace and turn it into a bluff here. I don't know if we can fold for another 20. If they jam the... Oh, a snap call. Ooh, that worked out well. I felt like we had to jam there. I don't know if they're calling pocket pairs or like what is potentially finding a call from them in that spot. But to have top pair, to have a flush draw, it seemed like it was going to be good enough to go within that spot. But there's a lot of times where we run into like ace jack, someone just being really sticky with ace jack. But I'm really happy how that worked out. Thank you to my random number generator that gave me the 99 that told me I should 3-bet there, turn that into a bluff. I would have been upset with it if we would have ended up losing the hand, but I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. Oh, hey, JB finished 4th in the tournament, had running aces yesterday. Congratulations. I feel like every time I see you in here, you're telling me about your recent cash, which is always awesome, right? To cash a tournament. That's wonderful. Fold. The crummy part, that ace deuce hand, when we get to that turn, I decided on the jam because we obviously turned equity with the flush draw, but knowing it's going to put a lot of pressure, we can potentially get them to fold better hands like ace 10. But also just all the other options just seem bad because we're playing out of position. I feel like since we're out of position, we can take that line. There's a lot of hands that we would like be jamming there for value to deny some of the other draws that are out there. So I think when we have our draw, we can actually take that spot. But I don't know. Definitely was a weird turn decision. Worked out for us in the end, and I'm happy about it. But at least worth talking about. I don't know how you can limp here and then not call the 1.7. So let's just get the chips in the middle. With ace 4, of course, like you're always calling there. We skipped the big blind. It's the PokerStars logic that I hate. But we benefit by skipping the big blind in a spot where we shouldn't. This should be a button. This should be a dead small blind, and we should be the big blind. Jack 4 suited. Out of position for the rest of the hand, but good enough. Let's call. Huh. I don't... The 5 doesn't help me. Hey, look, you know, if I hit a 7, I hit a straight. But so does literally everyone else in the hand. Okay. All right. Get me out of here. I fold already. Maybe I should raise. It's a pretty looking hand. Very easily a raise here. If Poker Geek jams, we are going to call. If Oslo does, I don't know what they would jam here in this spot, but I'd have a tough time folding ace queen. Not worth talking about because it never happened, but I think Poker Geek's 25 big blind stack very much is a jammable stack. To me, it felt like all 3 options were available here. I chose fold. I guess calls the worst. I guess. I don't know. Is limping behind all right? I don't know. Eh, 9-7. Okay. Oh. There we go. Throw some snow at him. Fold. We've got Jim at our table. Look at it. It's a little like fun reunion over here. Look at the 3 of us. Ace 4, Queen 8. The queen hits. That's a double up for duck and run. Ah, break time. I totally did not know that was coming, but I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go run and grab some water, and we'll be back in just under 5 minutes. So hang tight, everyone. We'll be back in just a second. What in the world is Jim talking about in the chat? I was trying to figure out how to get a spelling error in there. I don't need to go bigger here. 2 big blinds suffices. John's going to jam on us with all his 3 bets. Duck and run, probably should. And we just save a little bit of chips, and we also have pretty easy folds. So. Raising and folding, it's not a bad thing. Obviously, you wish you wouldn't do it because you're just giving away chips. But it's not a bad thing. We took his big blind. Oh, man. Jim's a hoot. I want good cards. Jim's on the table. I want to take some chips from him. Let me find some hands. Ace, ace. Okay. Our turn. We have an ace. Do we 3-bet Jim here to set the precedent? I think so. He's not going to want to fold, that's for sure. Told you he wasn't going to want to fold. I didn't want him to 4-bet us, though. That was going to dictate how a lot of play went in the future, just like with game flow. Because now next time it feels like I have to be a lot tighter to 3-bet him. But the thing is, I'm not going to be tighter to 3-bet him. And all in. And no action. Ace 8. Probably won't be doing 3-betting here. Do we call off 12? It feels kind of scary. I don't want to be put into that spot. I would very much like to play blind versus Jim, same position and all that jazz. So that would have been cool. Hey, gloves at our table. Wow, what a little like fun little neighborhood we got going on here. I think this is an easy raise for us. When they limp, they shouldn't have that strong of a range. And when Jim limps, he shouldn't have that strong of a range. Ace 8 should be really good in this spot. Said I wasn't going to 3-bet. This is not a 3-bet. This is just a raise. So, in case anyone's trying to... Oh my gosh, why didn't we play this hand? Why isn't it doing it? There it goes. Man. We make the fold. He was so short stacks, 20 bigs to try and play suited connectors out of position. It didn't feel like the right spot. But then that flop was just like mean. If anything, though, even our failed 3-bet is going to make Jim worried around his cutoff opens. So if anything, even that fail, I think, might work for us a bit later. Final 28, we're in 14th place, so right in the thick of things. End of this hour, we should be down to about the final 13, 14 or so. So we're probably going to lose about, no, probably even a little bit more than that. We'll probably lose over half the field from this point to the next break. I think a min open is fine with the ace 5 suited. It's an interesting stack depth. If I had like 40-50 and get 3-bet, I could find some bluff jams. Do we find bluff jams here, though? What's the random number say? It says 90. Oh, geez. Are we supposed to take the bluff jam spot? No snap is cool. The random number got us again. I was really worried about taking the 3-bet bluff spot there. But I think Oslo, like, if Oslo Burger wasn't a good player, I'd never take that spot. I do think they're a good player, so then I open myself up to the potential of taking a 3-bet bluff there, and then I think the random number was just enough for me to decide to take the jam. Because calling sucks there, and folding seems ridiculous too, so definitely is a weird spot to be in. Not generally a flop that works too well with our range. We do have 2 overs in the backdoor hearts. I'm probably gonna find a check here. I mean, I will find a check. I think we should find a check. I think we check. Osloburger's never betting here, or at least they shouldn't. Like, what would they not bet flop to then bet on turn? I mean, this is the right play by Jim, because if he goes smaller, I'm going to find the call. Because he's the only one that has a 5 in this spot, and no one has a 10, how it was played out. That is a wonderful spot, though, to check a 10 twice. I wish I would have the ability to do that. On that run out, that is. It's such a kick in the face to him, though, if I would have raised his huge over bet. We're going to go 2.2 because we're essentially playing against Osselberger. If John jams, I'll just call. Can't go against my word, right? Damn. Damn! Well, that doesn't help. He jammed so many other hands there. Why did we have to run into that one? Wow. We're 21st place and we've got 5,000 chips? Is it just like an absolute conglomerate of people? Not really. Call ace jack suited there. Ace 10 is pretty close. I think ace 9 is a fold. Down to 15 bigs. We don't have to rush things. Even though we're in 21st place, we still have 15 bigs. Don't need to get too crazy here. I just wish it wouldn't have been ace 10 versus ace queen, button versus blind spot. Because he's going to jam a lot there versus our wide open. And yep, he just got ace queen there. This might be the end of our tournament. I feel better about this. Oh, come on. That stinks. We obviously hoped we were going to be picking up some chips there, and guess not. Raise, check, 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 check. I raised king 4 versus the on the cutoff before. I think that was a mistake. I think raising king deuce off here would be a mistake too. I mean, that makes it easy, but I think it just emphasizes how bad of an open that was that one time that I took it with the king 4 off from the cutoff. Oh my gosh. Can I have my hand back? Interesting river card. Not gonna lie, this kind of feels like set first flush. Ooh, I was way off. Missed straight draw versus king high. And John is all in. This unfortunately went in the way that John took our chips and then he sent them all the way over to Jim. Another ace-9 suited spot. I folded this before. Hopefully I don't have to again. Here's a call. Potentially opens up a squeeze opportunity for gloves. I think he just takes the spot so wide. I think we should call a little bit wider here. Because there's extra chips in the middle too. I think this is a call for us. I don't feel great because he does jam the ace kings, the ace queens, all that type of stuff. But I think he finds some other stuff as bluff jams for squeeze opportunities. Let's see some heart stealer. If we get 3 hearts, we almost for sure won't lose. 9s. Oh, ace. That'll be it for us in 23rd place. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Reminder, everyone, Rec Madness tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. Tune in. We're going to start at 7:30 Central. Don't be late. Well, I guess if you want to be late, that's fine. We're going to start the matchups at 8. So we'll see everyone then. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace out.